Hey, what's going on, guys? I know it's been a minute since I've uploaded, but that's because I've been working on a video that I'm putting a lot more time and effort into. The video, it's nothing too crazy, nothing over the top, but like I said, I am putting more time into this one, so obviously it's going to take me longer to complete it. And if I'm being honest, it's probably taking me a little longer than it actually should. But I had to put that video on pause for a moment. It's almost finished, but had to put it on pause for a second because we just got a new Halo community update. And in this update, we got more information on armor coating and what exactly that is. A couple weeks ago, 343, they put out this image of this Spartan render, and I didn't make a video about this, I didn't talk about this, but the reactions on this were kind of mixed. I saw a lot of people who didn't like it, and I will say I like the design. I wasn't a huge fan of the texture. It looked a little too clean. I think it needed to look a little more worn down and scratched, like it's been in battle. But the new Spartan render that they included in this community update, that's exactly what you see. The armor is more worn down and scratched, so I do like that. So yeah, I wouldn't say I hated the way that Spartan looked. I'll tell you, I like it a whole lot more than Halo 4 and Halo 5 Spartans, but like I said, it did look a little too clean. That's my main criticism with that. But the big thing here is armor coating. So right here in this little section of the community update, they say coloration, along with materials and patterns, will now be baked into the coating, taking the place of the primary/secondary armor color options found in prior games. While we understand that many players are fond of the previous color system, because, you know, that previous color system is kind of a staple in Halo, considering it's been in, it was in the very first Halo game and has been in every Halo game ever since. We're very excited about the breadth. I can't say the fucking word, bro. This is like my fourth take trying to do that. I know what the word means, but I've never fucking seen anyone use it. Breadth. About the breadth. The breadth. We're very excited about the breadth. We're very excited about the size and scope of armor, weapon, and vehicle customization options that will be available in Halo Infinite because of the coding system. Additionally, players should expect more robust per-piece armor customization choices akin to what was available in Halo Reach versus what was offered in Halo 5 Guardians. And as we expand our customization capabilities with armor geometry, materials, colors, and textures, it's important to the team that players are given even more opportunities to express themselves within the game itself. More on that later. So what are we? We're gonna get emotes? Are emotes going to? I wouldn't doubt it. Emotes will probably be a fucking thing. I would not doubt that at all. So, armor coating. Armor coating can be used on weapons, vehicles, and armor. And it sounds like this is a lot like shaders from Destiny. For those of you who play Destiny, sounds like it's a lot like shaders. And I will say, what I do like about the armor coating is the different color pattern. You know, I think that's kind of cool, rather than just having the secondary color be your shoulders every time and the primary, the rest of your armor. And you know, actually in Halo 4 and Halo 5, there were some more unique color patterns. It wasn't just like shoulders of the secondary color every time. It mixed it up. There's a little bit more variety there, but that's irrelevant because from what they said in this blog, it sounds like we have no control over our primary and secondary colors for our Spartan. Because it says right here, coloration along with materials and patterns will now be baked into the coating, taking the place of primary and secondary armor color options found in prior games. Okay, so that pretty much confirms it. No primary or secondary colors. And like, I guess this isn't the biggest thing in the world, and I'm not treating it like it is, but it's just, it's stupid. Like, that's what it is. It's stupid. It is stupid. Like, what are we doing, man? You mean to tell me I had more control over my armor colors in a 50-year-old game, Halo 2? Okay. Sure, okay. That makes sense. I'll just accept that and shut up. Like that's normal. Like, I think the armor coating itself is cool from my understanding of it, because it gives you like a different color pattern, but just let me change the color of these armor coatings. Like that's all. That's all we want. Let us change the colors like we could in, like, you know, every other Halo game. And I find it weird that we wouldn't be able to do that. Like, maybe I'm misunderstanding something, because like, if you're playing in a custom game and you want to play on, I don't know, purple team, or even in matchmaking, red and blue team, well, if your armor coating is red and you're on blue team in matchmaking, well, I'm guessing you're gonna be fucking blue, right? So the colors can obviously be changed, unless they did away with red versus blue, but they wouldn't do that, right? So I feel like changing the color would be possible. So I don't know why the players couldn't change the color if it could be changed in matchmaking based on what color team you're on. I don't know. It's weird. I also wanted to mention that I'm sure some of these armor coatings will be in-game cosmetics that you have to pay for to acquire. But, you know, it's really hard to avoid microtransactions in games nowadays. But the thing about that would really piss me off is, imagine that you had a Spartan, like the one in this render that they showed in the blog, where the armor coating is red, right? The armor coating's red. What if they had like a microtransaction for that same armor coating but blue or yellow or whatever? That would be really fucking stupid, that you would have to pay for a different color. But who really knows? If they do end up selling armor coatings to players, I mean, who really, I mean, maybe the armor coatings, the ones that you have to purchase, will be really, really unique and cool. I don't know, but, you know, and obviously I'm not a huge fan of microtransactions. I don't think a lot of people really are. You would think, or maybe you wouldn't think, that 343 would have learned their lesson with what they did in Halo 5. In Halo 5, they had your chest piece, the shoulder pieces, and the legs. It was all tied in to the same piece of armor. So you got to pick a helmet and then your Spartan's body armor. And that was all tied, shoulders, arms, legs, that was all tied into the same thing. So you couldn't mix and match different shoulders and a different chest piece. Nah, you picked the helmet and then you picked the body piece, and that was it. Like, I don't understand why we're taking these creative options away from players. Also, with the Halo 5 emblems, no more customizable emblems. You just picked an emblem, and that was your emblem. You couldn't pick a background for the emblem. You couldn't toggle the emblem icon. You couldn't change the colors. Nah, none of that. There was no customizable emblems in Halo 5. I don't understand. And people didn't like that. A lot of people weren't a fan of that. And now here we are with Halo Infinite, and now we can't customize the colors of our Spartan. Well, you can if you choose a different armor coating, is what it sounds like, but you can't change the colors of that armor coating, is how it sounds. And you know, Unishek, he replied to a couple people on Twitter, because a lot of people were upset with this announcement that primary and secondary colors are gone. But yeah, Unishek, one thing he said was, "Yup, we're not sitting around thinking of ways to take things away from players. No developer is. We're focused on building systems that can allow for better player expression. Yes, that required a tough call in this case, but we are excited by the system's overall potential." We are excited by the system's overall potential. He also replied to somebody else and said, "Totally understand the concern here, but I can confidently tell you that uniqueness will not be a problem in Halo Infinite." And you know, I feel like 343 does this a lot. I could be wrong, but I feel like there's been times where they've put out some information about Halo that's unpopular in the eyes of the community. And they'll do this thing where they make it seem like it's not that bad, or there's a silver lining to it. Like, it's not as bad as you think type of thing. And that's what it sounds like here. What Unishek's saying, he says, I can definitely tell you uniqueness will not be a problem in Infinite. And he also said, but we are excited by the system's overall potential. So he makes it sound like this isn't as bad as it seems, like there's a silver lining to this. Like, yeah, we don't have primary and secondary colors anymore, but instead we have something else. And like, I feel like we should know what that something else is. Like, don't just tell us, oh, we're getting rid of primary and secondary color customization for your Spartan. Don't tell us that and then not tell us what else you got. I mean, yeah, they told us about the armor coating, but that doesn't make up for not being able to customize the color of your Spartan. Like, to me, it just sounds like they made this decision to scrap primary and secondary colors because they have something else in the works that's going to be really cool, but they don't tell us what that is. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe there is nothing else. Maybe we're just getting rid of primary and secondary colors and that's it. But if there is something else that's going to be new to Halo Infinite as far as customization to your Spartan goes, like, I feel like we should know, you should tell us that when you tell us you're scrapping something that's been in Halo since the very beginning. And yeah, I know in Halo 1 you didn't have secondary color, but you still had primary. You could change your Spartan's color. And I mean, yeah, it sounds like in Halo Infinite you'll be able to change your Spartan's color as well, but you have to change the armor coating to change the color, because it's baked into the armor coating. And you know, as I'm sitting here, I'm actually starting to wonder, like, just how many armor coatings are there actually going to be? Because there could be so many different armor coatings that it's almost the same as having control over the primary and secondary colors of your Spartan. Like, if we look at this image right here of the Spartan with the red shift armor coating, and it looks to me like with the armor coating, it gives different armor coatings will give Spartans different like color patterns. Like, as you can see with him, his arms are gray. I mean, that just looks like it's not colored. That doesn't look like a steel color to me. I don't know. But yeah, you can see like his body's red, his arms are gray, his cock is gray. Anyways, it looks like there's different color patterns with different armor coatings. But yeah, this armor coating right here, like, what if there's so many armor coatings like this with this same color pattern, but there's one for blue and orange, or green and yellow, and there's just so many different combinations that it's almost as if you did have control over, you know, your secondary and primary color, because you could just choose the armor coating with the colors that you want. I hope that makes sense, but we still probably don't know everything about armor coatings. We barely know anything about the goddamn game. And this isn't necessarily me keeping an open mind and staying positive. Like, no, that's not what this is. This is just genuinely what I'm thinking right now. And like I said, I'm not a fan of the removal of primary and secondary color customization. I think that's incredibly stupid. But the only thing I will say that I am a fan of with the armor coatings is the different color patterns. So it's not, you know, your secondary colors aren't just your shoulders every time. At least that's what I'm getting from this image right here. And when I say secondary color as your shoulders, I'm thinking about Halo 3. I understand with Halo 4 and Halo 5, there was a wider range of different color patterns on your armor. But anyways, I'm going to end it here. There's a bunch of other stuff in this blog that I didn't touch on. I'm not really a fan of covering these community updates on Halo Waypoint. For one, because everybody can just read it themselves. I mean, it's right there, and also everybody else and their mom already has a video out before me. Not that I care that people get videos out before me, but it just feels weird. Like, it's on the website, anybody can read it, and everybody else already has a video out covering it. So it's like, I don't really need to do that. So yeah. But yeah, thanks for watching. I wasn't supposed to put this wasn't supposed to be a video. My next video was supposed to be my first video back, since I guess this was kind of a break. But yeah, armor coating. I like the different color. I like the different color patterns and the idea of armor coating from what it sounds like, but I'm not a fan of the primary and secondary colors being baked into the coating, meaning we can't change the colors. That's pretty fucking stupid. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Pay no attention to this chair. This was a reveal in the next video, but yeah, so pay no attention to that right now. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out, everybody.